Welcome to the Just Right Snowboard channel. I'm Lars Horstman and today I'm out on the new Stranda Super Glider 181. Because I'm very stoked on the board, I figured I'm going to share some thoughts with you here. Alright, Super Glider, what's going on? It is April 25 and I was sent a prototype, which is absolutely amazing. Thank you, Mats, for doing that always. And I had the chance to ride this thing for the last 3 days, and I've also been really lucky with the conditions because I've had all the conditions that you can possibly imagine. It started out with slushy groomers, or let's say it started out with refrozen slushy groomers. So like spring ice, and then towards lunch, spring slush, and then the next day it went cold and it snowed. And what happened is 15 centimeters of powder here yesterday morning, which was totally amazing. And then today it stayed cold, luckily, and they groomed all that stuff, and it's totally fantastic winter corduroy. It kind of feels like, you know, mid-February or something. So yeah, that's super nice, and it's a total treat. And of course, to test a new board, that's perfect, because that is literally just about all the conditions you need to get a good idea. So, Super Glider, what do we find with this thing? 181, 272 waist, so it's a big, wide board. Only 16 millimeters of taper, which is very important in this design. If it's heavier tapered, it's more of a Japan board, but this thing works very well in steeper terrain, Euro Alps, North American mountains, Rockies, and all that stuff. So yeah, that's great that it's only 16 mil taper, in my opinion. Then effective edge is about 126-ish. I don't have an actual stat from Mats, but that's what I measured. It's somewhere around there. So actually for a 181, that's a pretty short effective edge. The camber profile is early rise in the nose, going into a flat section that is really long. If you know the old Burton Barracuda, that had a similar profile. The camber is literally only under the back foot inserts. That's just one little camber hump. The rest is just flat as a pancake and then a little bit of early rise. Heavily directional flex, much softer nose than tail. Overall, I want to say the board is on the stiffer side. It's not like playful in regards to stiffness, but there is a different playful element to this thing. So when I talk about how this board rides, I would like to... The board has different faces, so I want to be quite specific here. We need to talk about different kinds of performance. So the float obviously is totally off the chart, right? Like early rise to flat is always an insanely fast accelerating kind of shape. So there's no difference here. The board just wants to go and lift up. So that is absolutely amazing. In regards to maneuverability, it kind of has two faces, as in how you ride it. If you need to pivot this board, as in quick powder turns, or in the spring slush on a groomer, you just want to kind of do like quick wiggle turns down a mountain without actually setting an edge properly, it does that extremely quickly for such a long board. So the 126 effective edge with this kind of camber profile, I want to say it feels like my Shorty 64 in regards to how quickly I can pivot it right underneath me. But when you tilt it on edge, or when you are in wide open powder terrain, the board does live up to its stated length of 181 and the overall big size. It does draw a pretty large arc, 11.5 meter turn entry radius, blending into 8.2 in the tail. So it's heavily progressive, but you do notice this very large entry radius. I love that because it makes the board very calm and stable when you pick up speed. But some people, of course, are thrown off by that because initially it can feel like, ooh, it doesn't want to turn. So yeah, you kind of have a board that pivots real well, but at the same time really fills you with confidence when you do want to go fast and when you tilt it on edge, whether that is in powder, in large turns, or on groomers. Speaking of large turns and groomers, that's the scenario I'm experiencing here today. And this is why I picked up the camera and recorded this, because I'm basically frothing. I'm always amazed how Mats manages to give every Stranda board the edge grip that he gives them. It's amazing. They all have this torsionally rather stiff kind of flex, and that helps so much with edge grip. So this thing here is no different. I had to get used to so much nose that is actually not engaging in the snow, because that's about it's probably over a foot worth of nose past the effective edge. But once you make your mind kind of, you know, like adapt to this and stay easy about that fact, and you just ride it, it's a blast to carve. I probably just did some of the best turns of the season on this thing. You see a couple of arcs that I left in the snow here. Yeah, and it's awesome. I'm loving it. Gotta get off the lift here. So far, all good. Maybe it looks like Fernie Ski Patrol is opening Polar Peak for us. I don't know whether you've been to Fernie, but Polar Peak is quite the show. I'm gonna pan around to it right here for you. Take a look. Gonna zoom in. That lift that goes up there, they are currently working on opening it. And if I can get that terrain on this board, I want to say that'll make my season. All right, so those are the thoughts that I have so far on the Super Glider. Personally, I texted Mats this morning saying he might have created my favorite snowboard of all times, because I love that fast nature that the board has, but then at the same time being able to pivot it quickly enough in powder is just amazing. So yeah, I'm stoked. Super Glider 181 in Lars's book, a total winner. Hope these thoughts that I shared here today are helping you in case you're interested in that thing. Otherwise, take care. See you out there. Happy turns. Bye bye.